What's up, guys? Mega Man NG here, and we're back with another Gen 6 Wi-Fi battle. I'm facing off against, once again, Sanus. And this time around, he has a completely different team. That's fine, though, because this battle was a really intense one. Though it's nothing compared to the battles that I would eventually have later on. So, let's get started. I start off with Staraptor, he starts off with Amandabuzz, and I get the Intimidate off, hoping to lower its attack strength by 1 point. But that's not going to make any difference, so I make a switch, and I switch into my Electivire, hoping that I could just use a Thunder Punch and take down that Mandibuzz. But he goes instead for the Foul Play, and the Foul Play really did a crap load of damage, taking him down in 1 hit. Electivire didn't stand a chance, which sadly is going to be my big problem. I send in my Alakazam, and I have it react, and it evolves, Mega Evolves to be exact, into its Mega Alakazam. That's going to be a true test of skill right here. A really true test indeed. I activate Trace and I discover that it has Overcoat. That's actually something. I go for the Dazzling Gleam, hoping I can do damage to it, and it did more than half. Now he goes for a Foul Play, and normally it would take it down in 1 hit, but surprisingly it didn't. It actually survived. That's actually something. I guess with one advantage of Mega Alakazam, at least depending on the abilities, it could at least determine the outcome. So he makes a switch, and he sends out his Typhlosion, and I go again for a Dazzling Gleam, hoping that I could dish out a lot of damage to it, but it didn't do much. It wasn't very effective. So I had to make a switch, because I don't even know what he's going to do next. So I send in my Staraptor yet again, and the Intimidate kicks in, lowering its attack. Though I wonder to myself if it's like an attacking. It's actually a special attacking, and he goes for the Flamethrower, which deals a lot of damage. And turns out it's faster than my Staraptor, and it goes for another Flamethrower, and my Staraptor goes down. Ugh, that just sucks. Anyway, I send in my Empoleon because I need something to fight back against it. He goes for a Sunny Day, and I think to be precise, this thing might have a Heat Rock. And that Heat Rock is going to boost Sunny Day up to 8 turns. I go for the Hydro Pump, and it connects, but thanks to the Sunny Day, it didn't do that much damage. It actually did more than half. That was pretty surprising. He goes for a Flamethrower, and it did a lot of damage since with the boosted sun and everything, but I go for a Hydro Pump, and I take down Typhlosion, and Typhlosion is officially down for the count. Ah well. Anyway, I wonder to myself what I'm going up against next. So right now I gotta find a way to survive. He sends out I'm Thickness, the Venusaur, and knowing him, he's going to Mega Evolve it. So I had to make a switch because I don't want to get blasted by an Energy Ball. Instead, I go for Blazing and hoping to take advantage of it, and he does go for an Energy Ball, which surprisingly did some damage, but not enough. He goes for a Sleep Powder, and I'm like, oh no. Oh dear God, now I'm put to sleep just like I used to do back in my Rose Ray to be exact. He's fast asleep, and now he can set things up with a Leech Seed or something. He instead goes for a Sludge Bomb, and the Sludge Bomb did a lot of damage, but he survived. I'm like, wow. Thank you, Citrus Berry. Now I can actually fight back. And he wakes up, and then I pull off a Flare Blitz, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's the only way I can take it down, and if Blaziken goes down, so be it. Thanks to the Sunny Day, it actually did a huge chunk of damage. But oh well, at least Blaziken went down fighting. I got no complaints here, trust me. Anyway, let's find out what he's going to bring out next. So I summon in my Rose Raid, and hopefully my Rose Raid will do some damage. But he sends out his Espeon, and I had to switch because I don't want to get hit by a full force Psychic attack. So instead, I send in my Empoleon since it can resist Psychic thanks to it being part Steel. And it does go for a Psychic attack, and that Empoleon went down. Hey, needed a shield, so why not do it? And the sun is still blaring out, so I send in my Mega Alakazam once again, and I trace it, and it turns out this Espeon synchronized. Normally it'd be Magic Bounce, but I don't know why. I go for the Signal Beam, and the Signal Beam did a lot of damage, did more than half, but it wasn't enough. And it gets the Confusion. I was like laughing a bit. He tries to attack, but guess what? It doesn't work. It confused itself, and that just gives me a perfect opportunity to attack again. But he switches in the hopes of avoiding the confusion altogether, and he now sends out his Azumarill. I go once again for a Signal Beam, and the damage wasn't as effective, which is kind of a shame. And now the sunlight faded, everything's now back to normal. Thank goodness for that. So I make a switch because I don't even know what he's going to do next, and I send in my Rose Raid. And I'm going to need my Rose Raid for this because he goes for the Aqua Jet. It's a priority-based move, but the damage isn't as effective. My guess, this thing has huge power, but he actually switches because he knows I may do something like Leaf Storm. And he sends out his Mandibuzz, but instead, yeah, I do go for the Leaf Storm, which is kind of surprising, and the Leaf Storm did a crap ton of damage. But it wasn't that effective, and you're going to see why my Rose Raid is so deadly in battle. And a reason why I love Gen 4 Wi-Fi battles when I had my Gen 4 team and everything. I go for a Sludge Bomb, and that basically finishes off the Mandibuzz, and I get a crit. And I think that crit really did help me, because if it didn't, I could imagine what that Mandibuzz would do. So he sends in his Espeon once again, and I go for a Shadow Ball, and thanks to the added damage of super effectiveness, it goes down. You're going to see just how dangerous this Rose Raid is, despite the fact that it's going to get less and less special attack. Now, after taking down his Espeon, he sends in a Gastrodon. I go for the Sleep Powder, hoping I can get a free hit, and I succeed in doing that. Nice, now I can prep myself up to take him down with either a Leaf Storm or a Sludge Bomb, though Leaf Storm would have been highly more effective. I go for a Sludge Bomb, hoping that I can do some damage, but sadly it didn't really do much, since most times Gastrodons are like heavily bulky and everything. And it's still asleep, because I would imagine it doing Scald. And then I go once again for another Leaf Storm, and that basically takes it down. Gastrodon's 4 times weak to my Rose Raid Leaf Storm, and its special attack goes down even more to like -4. Yeah, my Rose Raid's the MVP of this battle, and I just loved it. He sends in his Azumarill once again, and I go for yet another Leaf Storm, and this Leaf Storm did more than half damage, and now my Rose Raid's special attack is at -6. I am surprised he can withstand that much. He gets to play rough, and it misses, but instead he goes for an Aqua Jet, and that Aqua Jet's not going to do much. Not that it matters, because I go for a Sludge Bomb, and that's when it hit me. It just used a berry to, negate, weaken the damage from Sludge Bomb. Turns out it was the Kabia berry, as expected. I go for a Sludge Bomb once more, and that was it. It was really a lot of fun to do. Thank you so much for the battle, Sanus. You are a really good opponent. I really mean that. Your team really has a lot of potential, and I like that. I really do. I just hope you can put that potential to work, and I look forward to battling you again. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It does really mean a lot to me. It means a lot to Sanus, and it means a lot to all you guys, because I will be battling anyone and everyone with these Wi-Fi battles. It does mean a lot to me. Alright, take care, guys. Bye.